So I recently learned how to solve a 4x4 Rubik's Cube, and I'm going to teach you how to do it. And I'm also going to be teaching you how to do a OLL Parity, corner parity, and so on and so forth. And I'll try to give the chapters to these in the description, and you should be able to see it when you tap it on the screen as well. I'll try to do these, and without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so first of all, what you need to do before starting to solve the cube is to know the color scheme. And you can do that by remembering this BOGR, which stands for blue, orange, green, red. If the white is at the bottom and the yellow is at the top, but that's on a usual cube, and maybe your cube doesn't have it like the usual. Maybe. So your cube would probably have it like this itself. And if your cube is already shuffled, then you can take like a 3x3 for reference, or just another 4x4 itself. That's on you. So you can actually, if you want, keep a 3x3 near you through the course of this video if you're not able to remember the BOGR thing as of now itself. Maybe it might take a little time for you to remember, and it goes to the left side. Okay, BOGR. Moving on to the next step. Okay, so the next step is to actually know the pieces, and for that I'm gonna take a 3x3 for reference. So the difference between these are actually very little. Okay, so if you know the 3x3 already, then this should be simple for you. So you will have, okay, let me take the same color, a little different shade, but yeah, same color almost. So if you take one side of either of these cubes, you will have one centerpiece on the 3x3, but unlike that, on the 4x4 you would have four centerpieces. So these four are the centerpieces. And if you take one side of the 3x3, you will have four edge pieces. These are the edges. But on this one you will have two edge pieces of the same color. So we have 8 edge pieces on one side if you take the 4x4, and we have the same amount of corner pieces, which is just 4 on each of these, and that is pretty much the difference. Okay, so now let me just shuffle the cube up so that we can actually start to solve it. So now let's start to solve the white centers. So in order to solve the white centers, essentially what you need to do is to make bars, either horizontal ones or vertical ones, not diagonals like this one. So let's make a horizontal or vertical bar. So for that, you just need to identify two of the white pieces. But now we just have it over here, but sometimes we might get it like on different places, like here and here. So either way, just take two of the white centers and then just start. So first of all, like bring it like this, okay? Like join two of these. That has made a bar. What you can also do is like make one bar like this as well. So now then, we have a diagonal over here. So you don't need to do some crazy algorithm to take these down. You just move some other piece over there, and then you could just, like, if this is over here and this is over here, if you bring it close to each other, then it's gonna form a diagonal one. You can just turn it like this and bring it down. That has made a bar. And you can just take another piece if you have one, and you can make bar like that as well. But now I've got a bar solved. And now just make the next bar, keeping in mind you shouldn't break this one. So this has made a bar. Okay, now just put these here. Like, turn it if you have to, and put this here. And now we've got a white centers formed. But you can actually get special cases such as this. Okay, so we've got one bar over here, and the other two pieces are one is over here, and the next one is over here. And there are actually multiple ways to solve this. One is like do like this. We've got one bar, but that has actually broken this bar. So for that, you can just do it like this, such that when this goes through this way, that doesn't break it. Okay, smooth like this, and that has made two bars. But another thing that you can do, like in some case like this, is like just rotate this one. Okay, so you should get used to this pretty quickly. That has made the centers. Okay, so after you've made the white centers, what you need to do is to make the yellow centers. So making the yellow centers is actually pretty easy and pretty similar to making the white centers. What you need to do is to make bars, and just remember that you shouldn't spoil the white pieces. And you can also see that we have the yellow on top and white on the bottom. Don't forget that. So now so you can actually see a 3x3 for reference. If you want, you just take that if you want. And then now we have one piece on the top layer, and we have one over here. We can just match it like this, but that don't think about any other pieces, just the yellow centers and the white centers. So if you take it like this, that can join this, but that will spoil this white center. What can we do about that? It's actually pretty simple. Just do the same with actually breaking the white center temporarily, and move it such that that doesn't break the white one. That doesn't break it. Okay, and now let's find the other one. Okay, we have one over here. To bring it on the top layer, if we go like this, then no matter how much we turn, we'll end up spoiling one bar, the yellow center. So now what we have to do is bring these two yellow pieces and these two yellow pieces on the same slice. This is a slice, just like that. Okay, this is a slice. Okay, here two yellows, here two yellows. Bring them on the same slice. And then like this should be here and this should be next to it, and then bring this onto top. Okay, bring that same slice to the top one time, spin around two times, bring down, and that has actually solved the yellow centers, and the white centers have been preserved. Moving on to the next step. Okay, after you've got the yellow centers and the white centers, what you need to do is to get the edges, white edges, and make a white cross. And sometimes you might get like these two and these two have got it solved. Sometimes you might get some edges solved, but we do have a lot of edges unsolved as well. So you should remember the BOGR thing while doing this, because you might as well end up doing something like this. And we have blue on the top, B, R, G, R, B, kind of like that. But just remember that you remember the code, the BOGR code. Okay, so now we have to bring the G, O, and G over here, and then that'll be like BOGR. Okay, so let's bring the orange and green. So for that, we need to, let's just do the orange first. We have to bring one orange in this slice, this, and one on this slice, one on this, and one on this slice. Okay, so without spoiling the solved edges. Okay, so we've already got it like this, and we can just do this and do this. But now we've actually broken the code, like BOGR it should be, and we've done like BGOR maybe. So let's take it over, bring it to the right place, and do that. Now we have BO, we need to bring G here, and R. So now let's bring the G. So if we do it like this, this green and white goes up and this comes down. That's not what we want. We want one to remain there and one to come down. So let's move it like this and move it like this so that that doesn't spoil the edges. Just bring it like this and just bring it. That has made it. But sometimes you might get special cases such as this one. Like we might get two of these pieces on the same slice. Like these are on the same slice. Okay. So for joining these two, you actually have, I can actually teach you two options. One is using the flipping algorithm, which I'll teach you after quite a while in this same video. And one is actually very simple. You don't actually need to do any flipping algorithm or something for doing this. Just rotate this like this, and now these are on different slices. Bring it like this and bring it like that. So now we have the BOGR and white on bottom, yellow on top. Moving on to the next step. Okay, so until now, this might have been very easy, but now is where the things start to get a little more difficult. So now we need to make the rest of the centers. On a 3x3, after making the white cross, you will probably go for the white corners, but in this one, we have to go for the rest of the centers. We need the centers, right? So now you can just take any of the edges, any pair of the edges, any one of the pairs. I'm just going to take the green and bring it to the top layer, topmost layer, and then you should start doing the job. So let's just start from the blue. So doing this is kind of similar to doing the yellow center and the white center, but now the thing is that we have a lot more pieces to think about. Like we shouldn't break this or these or any of these. So that's a bit of a laborious task, and we have to this on the top layer because we might need this so that we can just like spin this thing around. If it wasn't like that, then we might as well end up just ruining this edge. We will return this edge if everything goes like planned. Okay, so now let's do it like this, and we need to make bars, okay? But I've got the blue bars already made, so let's match those. Okay, now we've got the blue center. Bring it to the blue, please. And sometimes maybe like you might make the green center first and the green edge just on the top, then you should bring it to this free side. Okay, so now let's see which we can make. Okay, let's make the orange. Okay, but we have one bar of the orange already ready, and what you might have noticed is if we bring this orange piece to here so that we can make a bar, that breaks this bar which is pre-made. So for that, we can just take this away, but that's ruining this edge. So turn it over to the free space, and that has done nothing to us. And like we also have a pink bar made up over here, but I mean you can save it. You can save it if you want. I don't know if that's very possible. I'm not gonna see that as well. I'm just not gonna bother about that. I'm just gonna make the bar that I need, and I'm gonna do it like this. Okay, this like this because I want to turn this and make a bar, but that will ruin this thing. Okay, has already ruined this one guy, this center. What would you then? So that like you can just temporarily break it if you want to, like maybe to match these up. Then you should just rotate it and preserve it. Like, okay, let me show you. Like if it was like this, okay, like this. Wait, and let me just turn this guy. Okay, like if it was like this, you can actually, if you want, you can just do it like this. That has temporarily broken it. It's just like before, just do it. But Now we need to mash the orange with the orange, and for that you can't just permanently break this. You have to like what we did for the yellow one, you have to bring the orange on the same slice, and then where do we want to put the orange? Over here, right? Then bring the other orange slice to that position, and then like turn it over, and oh wait, and rotate this. Okay, this might seem a little complex, but it's almost pretty much the same that we did with the yellow, just that it's a little bit more complex. Okay, so now BO, now G and R. So we have one bar made here. Let's make the other one. Okay, and what you might have noticed is that I've messed up this edge over here, but that's not a problem. We can solve it later, but make sure that you don't do it this way, because this is a little more time waste maybe. So yeah, so you should actually keep that in mind, not to ruin this. And now let's make the bar. Okay, if we do it this diagonal, so just like we did before, like do like this. Oh wait, like this. Okay, now that has made the bar. Rotate it, and that has made the bar. And notice how this got automatically solved. So now we've got all our edges, all our centers done, but there is a problem that you might have already noticed. BOGR it should be, but after we've completed, sometimes it might become like this, that we get the order wrong. I'll tell you what to do that then. Just move any of the one slice, just take the top slice to remember, and then like this. Okay, now we've got these, and then just do like usual. Where do you want the green here? Okay, and do it. BOGR. Okay, that's it. And so I've messed up the white edge, which I'm gonna solve right now, just like what we did before. Just move like this, just move like that. Okay, now these are not on the same edge, make it on the same. Now what you might have seen is it breaks the centers. It doesn't matter, just take it to the top layer. Okay, like if it's here, take it to the top layer, bring it back, and just solve this back. So that has made this edge. So don't worry if you accidentally broke the one of the edges, just make it up on the way. That doesn't matter. Okay, so next up we have the edge pairing. So I think the most efficient way that most people would suggest is the 3 to 3 edge pairing, and I have learned that through some videos, but I think what I'm doing is actually a little different from the 3 to 3 edge pairing, and I think this is way simpler than that. So let me teach you. Maybe I'm doing the exact 3 to 3 edge pairing itself, but this one I think is very simple. Let me teach you that. Okay, so first of all, what you need to do is to slice it to any of the sides. I would say just to right, and after we've done, then you should move it counterclockwise. Okay, counter to what you did. Okay. So now move like this, and what piece? Okay, so what piece is this one? Okay, it is blue, blue and pink. Okay, so we can, if what would happen if we get blue and pink over here? When you slice back, that would make these two edges paired, right? So we need to bring the blue and pink edge over here, but this is actually a special case because the blue and pink is over here. If it was on the top layer, okay, so and now I'm going to teach you how to bring it to the top layer. Just move the left one up. If it's on the right, then right, and just move this over here or like this, and just bring it down. Okay, and then okay, so if it's on the top layer already, don't bother. If it's on the bottom layer, bring it to the top, and then like do it like this, and these two are on these positions. That has matched it. And don't close it yet. I'm just gonna show you it will match it. Don't bother about flipping, or don't bother where the pieces go. Just bother about the pairing and about these pieces. Okay, so don't close it yet. Okay, you can match more pieces. Okay, just don't think like it's gonna match like this. Okay, let's see, the where is the orange and green. We have this over here. This is also a special case. Okay, this and this, just take it to the top layer and like bring it down. And now this is where we have got these two on the same place, but unlike before, we can't just flip it like this because that would ruin this edge. Okay, this piece and this piece in the same slice. Now is when we have to do the flipping algorithm. So I'm just gonna say it like this. Okay, right up, okay, and top to the left, right down, forward thing to the left, bring the right down, forward thing to the right, bring the right up. That is it. And that has paired these two as well. Don't close it yet. We can do more. Okay, just do 3. Okay, like 3, 2, 3, 3. Okay, just do 3 at the beginning. Okay, now what do we have to get over here? Okay, we need to get a pink and green. Okay. Boom, we have 3 pair, and I think this was one of these was an accident because we have 4 pair over here which we didn't need. So we need one unsolved edge over here. Okay, so let's take any of these. Let's take this one or this one. Let's just take this one and take any side, this or this. I'm just gonna take this one and bring it down like that. Okay, like if this was here, take it on top, move this one in and bring it down. Pretty simple to remember, right? And especially simple if you already know the 3x3, I think. And now what do we have over here? We have a orange piece. Just look at the top one or the bottom one. I'd suggest just look at the top one and bring the next one in. That is the orange, the next piece of the orange to over here, just like before. Okay, and then you can mash it like this, but that has broken the centers. You remember about centers as well. Okay, and sometimes if you're taking this piece, then bring the green in and move like this, but we've got a flipped edge, so do the flipping algorithm before doing that. The flipping algorithm can be used anywhere and everywhere if we need to flip between 2 of the edges and match it. Okay, you can do either way. Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this for now. But before just doing preserving the edge, and what I mean by preserving is to take it onto the top layer. So before preserving the edge, the solved pair, you need to check which piece is over here. This is an orange piece. Okay, so then you should see if the orange piece is on the top layer. If not, then just bring it onto the top layer like before, and then like move it like this and bring the orange piece to here. Okay, then that would pair this up. But sometimes you might get a special condition like this, where the both of the orange and yellow pieces are on the same slice. Then that will not solve this. Okay, when we return the corner, the center, when we match the centers. So what we need to do then is the flipping algorithm. Now you might have understood the importance of the flipping algorithm in the whole cube solving. So if you need to flip between any of the 2 edges, just do the flipping algorithm. So that has paired all these edges. Okay, so by now we've actually kind of like converted the cube into a 3x3 cube. And don't worry if you didn't already know to solve a 3x3, I'll just teach you right now for this one. And if you did already know, then also don't leave, because there are special cases like OLL parity, corner parity, and so I'm gonna teach you that as well. So For doing this now, like what we'll do on a 3 by 3 after making the white cross, what we can do here is to bring the corners in. So doing the corners is actually pretty simple. Look for the corners with the white either on the right or on the left. Okay, so we have the white on the left over here, like, or not on the top here or here. We have one over here. See a corner piece. Okay, see what other colors it has. It has orange and blue, so bring it in between orange and blue. Okay, and then on where is the white, like hold it like this, like in a little tilt angle. Where is the white? It's on the left, so move it to the left, and then bring this piece to the top and put that with the edges, and that should make the corner. And similarly you can just do it with the rest of the pieces as well. And this is actually a special case, like the white is on top. What do we do then? Just take the free side. Okay, take the side where this should go, like orange and green. This should go over here, and bring this piece on top of that side like this. Okay, and then just bring it to the top, move it 2 times, either to here, or wait, if it's like here, move it 2 times here or 2 times here. Then that has put the white on the side, do like before, and that is it. Okay, so now what we need to do is to place the edges. So look for any of the edges on the top layer without the yellow color on them. Okay, a pair of edges, like we have this and this. Say what you do if you don't have any of these on the top layer and they are not placed correctly. Then what do? Then say that, like, this is a piece without yellow. Find any piece without yellow, which should probably be all of the pieces, and then take one pair of edges with the yellow. Okay, keep it in front of you, okay, like this, front of the side, and just move it to any of the sides actually. Like if you move to the right, because if all the pieces are here, then that doesn't matter. Move to the right. Okay, just move to the right, don't overthink it. So just move to the right, and if you, whichever side you're moving it, do the take the opposite side up. Okay, like if I'm doing this, I'm gonna take the opposite side, like I'm moving this to the right and taking the left one up, and then I'm moving this back to its position, and I'm moving this back to its position. Then where do we have the white piece? Like before, what we did with the corner. So then just place the corners back to its place. So what do we do before? Like the corners here, bring it in between the colors. The white is over here, so move to that side and bring it in. And that has freed one of the previous pair of edges that were here. Now then, bring that one or any of the edges which are free without yellow on the top layer. And now you should actually start to check which side you move. I'll tell you. So find a piece without the yellow on them, the pair of pieces. So I have one over here, and which one's on the bottom? This is top, this is bottom. Blue. Bring it to the blue center like this. And where is the other color? Okay, this is pink, so here it is, it's on the right. So if it's on the right, then move to the left, and then like what we did before, if you move to the left, like this, and this, exactly like what we did before. But now you might as well get a special case like this, when you have the edge on the right place but it's not twisted correctly, the pair of edges. What do you do then? Okay, like we did before, take a piece with the yellow, move it to any of the sides, do it like this, and you now have the piece free. Do like before, bring it to its place. That is it, and that has solved all of these pieces. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay. Now let's move on to the last layer. Okay, so you can actually get special cases on the last layer, which I'll teach you in the same video. So there are a couple of cases which you can get. You can actually get a dot or an L or a line or a plus. Okay, so if you get a dot, then hold it any way you want and do this. Okay, like move the front one to the left, the right one to the top, move the top one to the left, and bring the right one to the down, and move the top one to the return the top one to its place, return the front one to its place. That has made an L. And if you get an L over here, hold one of the pieces towards you, one of the pieces towards your right, and then do the same thing, and that has made a minus line. And if you get a line, then hold it like a minus symbol, subtraction symbol, and then like do the same thing, and then you'll get a plus probably. And now you can actually call it like a lucky case for this time, because like this actually has got the plus paired up with the senders, and I think this is a very rare case. So this is the case that I think will probably occur. Like this might not be solved. Okay, this might not just pair up with the senders. What do we do then? Like, okay, so you can do it like this. Okay, just mash two of these. Okay, like this. Okay, we have these two paired and these two paired. Okay, these two and these two are not paired. What do we do then? Like hold one of the paired pieces on the left side and hold the unsolved on your front and an unsolved on your right, an unsolved on your right, an unsolved on your front, and a solved on your left. And do this. Like take the right one up, move it twice, move the top one to the left twice, bring the right one back to its position, move this one to the right one time, take this one up, bring it back to its position, bring it down, and then turn it. That has matches. But there is another special case to this, like this one. So on this one, we have two of the opposite ones paired and two of the opposite ones unpaired. So hold two of the paired ones on your right and left and hold one of the unpaired one on your front and do the same thing. And that gets you to this situation. Do the same thing, and that has paired these up. So what we need to do next is to actually place the corners. Okay, those are the things that are left now. So in order to do that, like hold one of the correct corners, if any. I don't think there would be a case where you won't get any. If you do not get any correct corner, then just hold it any way you want. If you get one paired, then hold that on the right. So this is the correct corner. Okay, just that it isn't twisted correctly. Like look at this, orange orange, blue blue, yellow yellow. It's on the right place, not twisted correctly. Okay, so what do we do then just hold that corner on your right side and then do this. Move the left one up. This is actually very cool algorithm. Move the left one up, move the top to the right, move the right one up, move the top to the left, move the left one down, move the top to the right, move the top to the down, move the right to the down. This is actually a very simple algorithm, and it is actually pretty easy to remember as well. Now what we need to do is like something that I really like to do, it's called as an algorithm itself, is r prime d prime. Like if the piece is not twisted correctly, then do it like r prime d prime r d. Okay, repeat it until the piece is twisted correctly. Don't think about this layer, okay, these layers. just think about this piece getting twisted correctly. And then don't turn the cube, just turn the top layer and bring the unsolved piece to your right. So you need to get the untwisted piece on your right always, okay? And do like D, and that has solved our cube. But you can get special cases. This is it. OLL parity. One of the biggest things that is just that makes a headache while solving the 4x4 is the OLL parity. Like one of the edges, like one pair of the edges will not be twisted correctly. And remember I said that you can get like a dot or an L or a plus or a minus or a plus on the top. But if you are getting an OLL parity, if you're gonna get an OLL parity, then you might get like a dot and one of the edge pieces. Like these, none of these will be there. Like these, like this, you might get. Okay, and so that is kind of weird. So you can understand from that time itself it is an OLL parity. It's gonna be an OLL parity. You can understand it like that. And this one is kind of a long algorithm, and it might take a little time for you to learn it. So you can just write it down if you want, and more like I'm gonna call this big R. Okay, big R 2 times, and like X, like wait, okay, I'm just gonna reverse it. So X is like you're gonna do it like this. Okay, bring to the underside. Okay, the bottom. Okay, big R 2U to the left, and X and big R 2U to the left, and big R and 2U to the right, and big R to down, and 2U to the left, and big L to the down, and 2U to the left, and big R to the down, and 2U to the right, and big R to the up, and 2U to the left, and big R to the down, and 2U to the left, and big R to the down. This is kind of a very long algorithm, and sometimes maybe your cube might as well get solved after doing this right away, but sometimes it won't, and then you might get it like this. And this is a situation that I prepare, so some things might be like a little peculiar with this one. So now I've got these flipped. So the OLL parity is just this. These might not always appear. And that has solved the cube. Okay, so this one's actually a special case known as corner parity. So you can either get it like 2 diagonal pieces are not in the right place, or 2 adjacent or 2 vertical horizontal pieces are not in the right place. So let's try doing this, and that has kind of like made the situations worse. So this is what happens when you get a corner parity. No matter what you do, you're not gonna get that solved. So hold it any way you want and do this algorithm. Okay, move the middle right twice, move the top twice, move the middle right twice again, move the big top twice, move the middle right up again, and move the top 2 times. And this has solved the corner parity, but this has also given us like this situation which we have discussed before. So just do like the same. So that's how you can solve a 4x4 Rubik's Cube. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and put in the comment box that I subscribed. And so yeah, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Until the next video. Goodbye.